Today we're going to be learning how to script in Roblox. All you need is a blank project, and all I did was I scaled down the spawn location, and that's all I did. If you look in here, there's nothing different. So we're going to learn how to script. We'll make a UI. Add a screen GUI, and let's call this video UI. And inside of it, put a frame and the text button. I'll put the frame inside of the text button. So the button will be down here, and the frame will be like right here. Now all you have to do for this is just add little elements, and I'm gonna add a UI corner, which makes it kind of fold if you look at that. And then I'll try 50. Yeah. And then I'll get the button and I'll put a UI corner. I'll make it 12. Yeah, that's nice. And then for the button, I'll make it say menu. And then I'll call this the menu button. And this frame will be the menu. Now this menu button will have, let's say, green text, and its size will be 50. I'm gonna make the font for Doka 1. Yeah. And then I'll scale it like that. It'll move this frame a bit, but that's okay. Now we have a menu and stuff, but I don't want this to be like it, like how it is. I'm going to make this menu not visible, but in the starter player scripts, we're about to learn how to script. So, learn about dots. These dots are really good for defining stuff. So say script.parent. Script.parent is starter player scripts. That's its parent. Like, its parent is what it's inside of. Script. If there's something inside of the script, let's say that we add a part. If we do script.part, then we can say that the part's name will be script part. Now, if I run this, inside of here we'll have starter player scripts, and then we have script and then part. And we also have to define you know what, that was just to show you, but we're gonna do starter player scripts, and we're gonna do game, which is the game that we're doing, dot right here, starter GUI, video UI, dot menu button, dot menu, dot visible equals true, equals false, because I don't want it to be visible. Actually, yeah, I'll keep it false. It will be false for everyone. or it's already false, but what we want to do is we want to do game dot starter GUI dot video UI dot menu button, and if we do dot mouse button one click, what it's going to do is it's going to check if menu button gets clicked. We do a colon, which is something that we can do, like a connect. Let's do connect, and a function. This is how you make a button click. Then press enter on the parenthesis right here, and you can do this visible, this when the menu is true, or we can actually do it's equal to not if it's visible. So what's going to happen? It's not detecting clicks. Okay, I gotta put this in menu. So actually, I'll restart this script dot parent dot parent dot mouse button one click connect function parenthesis, and this right parenthesis you enter on, and then I'll do script dot parent dot visible equals script dot parent dot visible, and then I'll do not. So now if I do play, it'll show and hide. Now, if we want to shorten this out and compact this, then I can do frame, local frame, this is a variable, equals script dot parent, and if I do frame dot parent and frame dot visible equals not frame dot visible, then it's a lot smaller, because frame is this frame right here, and it's going to work the same when I do play, but it's a lot simpler. That's a variable. That's used a lot of the time to define something multiple times. But if you only had it like once, if you only had just script.parent.visible equals true, you wouldn't do frame, because that just makes more lines of code. But it's more simple if you just do this when there's multiple of them. That's a simple UI. And I can walk around and press the menu button. But let's start adding buttons to that. I'll get menu button, and I'll put it inside of menu, and I'll say give tool, and what this is going to do is we're going to take this script right here, and we're going to put it in give tool, and we're going to go into the script, not that one but this one, and it's going to be script.parent.mouse button one click, and we'll do, instead of having any of these variables, we're going to learn about tools. Now, I'm going to add a tool right here, tool, and this tool is going to be a part. So I need to put this in the workspace so that you can actually see it. But then we'll put it back when we're done. So this is the tool that I'm making. And, oh, I have my scale down. Yeah, this is also good for scaling. You can go into model to like model stuff. And I'm going to make this part first you need to model it. Like, it's being really annoying. So I'm gonna make this part. And let's say that this is a simple cube that you can clone whenever you use. So we're gonna put this part inside of our tool, and now we're gonna put the tool back in here, and we'll do script.parent.mouse button one click connect function, and it's gonna be we're gonna do a variable, which is gonna be the tool that we're cloning. Tool local tool equals script.parent.tool, and we'll do a tool and then clone.parent equals game.starter pack. And what it's going to do is it's going to clone this tool into the player's starter pack, which is where all of their tools are. Actually, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to teach you about local scripts. Make sure to copy it before deleting it. I'll add a local script, and in it I'll add that same code. Its parent will be game.players.localplayer.backpack. And what this will do is when we click the button, it's going to say menu because I haven't done it yet, but now the tool appears in our inventory. Now, it's not in our hand, but you see how it appears whenever I click on it and disappears whenever I unclick it? You could do this for like an obby that it takes two, and you could add like a bunch of tools, and they have to select a different one for the player to stand on. It would be a nice obby. So if I stop it, what it does is it clones it in there. But I'm going to change this button. And if you don't want to have to do it blindly, then make the menu visible and make the give tool somewhere in here. So I'll make this just a bit darker so that you can actually see it. And I'll make it say give cube. Also, I'm going to name this tool cube, and that's what it's going to be called. Now, you can actually create a handle, which is going to be when it's in your hand, because it's when you hold it. I'll make its name handle, and that'll be where it is. Now for the give tool thing, I will make it bigger, and I'll play the game, and I'll make sure to make this invisible. Turn that off. If I do play, menu, give cube. Wait, I know what I did wrong. Make sure that you change it whenever you change the name. It was script.parent.tool, but I need to make it script.parent.cube. See, tool is not a valid member of text button, which is this. It's menu.give tool. It will not recognize tool because that's not in here. So if I do play, click menu and click on give cube, it gives me the cube. And now I'm holding the cube. That's a bit too big, so I'll go here. I'll bring this back into the workspace, and I'll bring this here, and I'll make the cube a lot smaller because we don't want it to be the size of the player. And now we have a cube for the player to hold whenever they press that button. I'll put it back into here, and then I'll bring this back into here, and I'll do play. Now if I click on menu and then give cube, then it should be a lot smaller. Yeah, now it's not so big. Now let's go to cube, and I'm gonna add a script, and it's gonna do script.parent.activated. So when the tool is being used, then we want to connect a function, and that function will be clone it. So we'll do script.parent.handle, and then we'll clone it, and then its parent will be the workspace. And this is the first time that we're actually going to create a variable for the object being cloned. So I'll delete that, and I'll do tool local tool equals that, and its parent will be the workspace, and its position or C frame will be script.parent.handle.cframe, and now it should spawn at the handle. Wait, I need to, I added that script. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to menu, give cube. I'll use the cube, and when it's activated, it clones. Now, it doesn't have any collision, so I'll go in here and I'll do tool.canCollide equals true, and now it won't just disappear. So menu, give cube, and I can do this, and I can throw cubes everywhere, and now I'm making a cloning cube. Now you can use this for like creating a tower for yourself. And if someone starts clicking really fast, then it'll go bang, bop. Now, let's make the color. Tool.color equals from equals color3 dot from RGB, and we'll make it C1 for color 1, C2 for color 2, and C3 for color 3. And I'll do local C1 equals math.random, and we'll do from 0 to 255. And then local C2 equals math.random, and then 0 to 255. Not an O, a 0. And then local C3 equals math.random, and I'll do 0 to 55. Now, if I go to testing and I do player, I can do this, give cube, and it'll be a random color. Look at it. Now it's a random color. And if I just stay still, it'll start going crazy. Oh! Now I'm gonna get an infinite spawner. I'm gonna create another tool called an infinite spawner. So I'll duplicate this and I'll move it to the workspace.